You know how they say the first 5 years of raising a kid is the most important? So much is established in those first 5 years. Man, I got to tell you, when you are born again, this is just Pastor Brian's opinion, but that first year that you're walking with the Lord is crucial. That is the time where you need to put your roots down. That is the time, listen, where you should shut off Netflix, shut off Amazon, shut off all the worldly music, like just turn that stuff off that has conditioned your mind to think like the world thinks. You don't have that strength in the Lord, that strength in His Word to have discernment on, wow, that's not Jesus. You can find yourself loving God, but not being established with the Lord. And Jesus talked about this in Matthew 13, the parable of the sower. There are some people that hear the Word of God and they receive it at once with joy. But here's the thing, if you don't get some roots down, Jesus said that as soon as, the wind comes, as soon as the sun scorches, that people like that wither away because they don't have any root, that their spiritual life is shallow. God's heart for you is that you be established. It comes through the disciplines of spending time with God, and prayer, the Word, attending church faithfully, changing who your friends are. I'm quite certain this is why some people don't want to come to the Lord, because they don't want to leave all that behind. I don't want to have to get out of the boat and leave my old life behind. But here's the thing, if that's how you want to be double-minded, unstable in all your ways, 1 foot in and 1 foot out on the fence, you're never going to be established. And the first time difficulty comes, first time discouragement comes, just as quickly as you receive the Lord, you'll fall away because you were never established. The mark of a healthy church is an established church. Man, I want a church full of people who are grounded, that you got roots down. The wind could come, the sun can go, whatever happens, persecution, you're not going anywhere. One of the great hymns ever written was from Lamentations 3, but here's the context. The great prophet Jeremiah begged and pleaded and preached righteousness to the people of Israel for decades, and no one converted, no one listened. But it was the people of Israel, man, they were just so rebellious, they were so wrapped up in their idols, they didn't want to hear it. And then we read in history what happened. The Assyrians and the Babylonians come in, man, they ransacked the temple, plundering, burning, pillaging, and haul the people off to exile. And in the heap of ashes and the ruins, Jeremiah writes the book of Lamentations. That's why it's called that, because he's lamenting what has happened, that God's judgment has come because God's people wouldn't listen. And in the midst of the worst time in his life, he pens these words, "But this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. The steadfast love of the Lord never ceases. His mercies never come to an end. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. The Lord is my portion, says my soul. Therefore I will have hope in Him." You know who writes something like that? Somebody who's established.